We begin with this developing story on the Philippine peso opening today at 59.38 against the US dollar. And we're seeing a fresh intraday low. We're now speaking to Mike Ricafort, the chief economist of RCBC. It's good to have you, Mike. You've been watching the peso since a couple of minutes back there. What's going on now? What are the levels?
Well, now Cathy is at 59.42. It reached an intraday high of 59.425. That's a new intraday high record as of this morning. So compared to yesterday's close of 59.341. So this is largely brought about by the stronger dollar worldwide recently to new one-month high, especially the dollar yen at 159 levels. It's the highest in 1.5 years. And also oil prices went up to the highest in more than 2 months at around a little over $60 for the NYMEX crude oil benchmark. So this is largely due to external factors. We have seen geopolitical tensions pertaining to, well, for the past 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, the one for Venezuela and followed by the one with also with Iran. And of course, Trump has been giving signals as well as another factor in the U.S., the risk of independence of the Fed, of the U.S. Central Bank, after charges filed versus Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
Mike, is there any indication of the presence of the Bangko Sentral?
Well, so far, the signals have been consistent that they have been on intervention in recent months and or at least for more than 3 years already. So these are familiar levels, Cathy, because the previous record high for more than 3 years was 59.00. That was September 2022 till October 27 of last year. And the previous record high was 59.38 last a week ago, last January 7. And so far, it has been a little over 59, with now at 59.30 to 59.40 range. So it's been fairly stable.
But is that typical, Mike? I mean, at the start of trading, we get a sort of a jump there rather than something that moved at a trend and an intraday high that happens at 10. So it's come a little bit too early, hasn't it?
Yeah, it opened almost 4 centavos higher. So it's considered relatively, well, yeah, it's there's some gap there, a 4 centavo gap. Yeah, but well, it's in reaction largely to the external factors. Well, the local factors, well, the latest data that came out, the year-on-year decline in foreign direct investments, but that's well, the data is kind of lagged already. That was as of October of last year. So it's really largely due to the external factors, the hedging, of course, some defensive positions due to uncertainties on geopolitics, and even Trump. There are many factors also, other than the ones that we mentioned.
All right, we have about 30 seconds, Mike. How does this change your forecasts for the peso to the dollar?
Well, so far it has been fairly stable. It's as long as well, intervention is still a factor. There's a good track record into it, but it's a slowly. Well, going up. Well, now the dollar peso is at 59.415. So, yeah, that's still a large consideration. Any smoothing activities. So it's kind of it manifests in the market from time to time, and that has been the track record. And of course, it's also based on rhetoric on monetary policy. On some hawkish stance also would also help that the BSP is already towards the end of the monetary easing cycle.
And I can see that we're getting a blow-by-blow account there with you staring at the screen. So keep at it, Mike. Thank you so much for the update. We're at 59.415, as Mike said just a few moments ago, but we opened at 59.38. That is an intraday high on the peso against the dollar. Thank you so much, Mike Ricafort, Chief Economist of RCBC.